Hello everybody, and welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2019 thriller movie American Hangman, a film that is written and directed by Wilson Conybeare and stars the legendary Donald Sutherland and Vincent Kartheiser. I think I said that right. Now, the Vincent Kartheiser, you may recognise him from the Angel TV show. That's certainly where I recognised him from. He played Angel's son. And this is quite a fascinating little thriller. And I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting much from this, but I've got a little bit of a pleasant surprise with it. And this film focuses on trial by internet, I suppose, is the best way to describe it. And we see at the beginning of the film there are two men who have been abducted by Vincent Kartheiser's character. Henry David Cole he's called, and he's abducted two men, one of them being Donald Sutherland and another guy called Ron. Now, he treats Ron quite badly and keeps cattle prodding him, etc, etc, and strangely he puts Donald Sutherland in like a chair behind a desk, and there's cameras everywhere, and he explains to them that they're going to go live very shortly, and then they do, and then they have to try and figure out what the connection is between the two. Something pretty brutal happens, and then a reveal takes place by Vincent Kartheiser's character as to why Donald Sutherland is there, and it is mainly because he was a judge in a high profile case, and Vincent Kartheiser's character believes that a man was sentenced to death wrongfully by Donald Sutherland, who was the judge in this trial, and he's there to prove it, and prove it over the internet with all the evidence that he has that it was a farce, this trial, and an innocent man was sent to death. And if this judge is proven guilty by the public by the end of this trial by internet, then he will be executed. And it is Donald Sutherland's job to defend himself in this trial. And all in the while, because it's going live over the internet, it gets more and more attention. It comes to the attention of the police, etc. And the news networks, and the police are trying to figure out who it is, where they are. And the news networks, as they usually are only really interested in the story, and not really much else. That's the basic premise of this film. Now, there's a lot of social media or internet type movies coming out these days. I don't generally watch a lot of them. I'll be brutally honest, I'm not a massive fan of certain aspects of social media. You know, the Facebooks and the Twitters and the bad vibes it can give off, and the negativity and all that kind of stuff. And the media as well, you know, generally speaking, in general, is not generally something that is looked upon in a positive light these days. It's all negativity, etc. And this film holds the mirror up to all of that and shines a light on all of that. And also, it's got something to say in regards to the criminal justice system, etc, etc. So this actually has a lot to say, this film, and it says it in quite a thought-provoking way. It's not like a hammer and a nail. It's not done without some care. That's not to say that I don't think there's problems with this film, because I do. I think there are a couple of glaring issues, and I can't talk about so much because it will go into spoiler territory, but needless to say, by the end it gets a bit farcical, gets a bit silly, a bit confused, and you can kind of pick holes in it by the end. But I think the build-up, I think 75% of it in the build-up to all of that, I thought was handled particularly well. And I thought the performance by everybody in this piece was excellent, chief of which was Donald Sutherland, who was, as he is always, outstanding. He gave such a classy performance here. I mean, it really was a masterclass, and he did it effortlessly. And I think there's a lot of younger actors could look at a performance in a movie like this, because it's not a high profile film or anything, and look at the professionalism that Donald Sutherland gave in this film and learn a lot from it, because I thought it was great. I also thought Vincent Kartheiser was very good. I've not seen him in an awful lot since Angel. He probably has worked steadily, but I've not seen him in an awful lot, and I always thought he had great potential. I thought he was a good young actor all them years ago in the Angel TV show. And everybody else here gives fairly believable performances. There's a couple of them. I think a couple of them in the media. You know, they're almost like pantomime villains in this. You know what I mean? Yeah, we know the media are pretty vicious and, you know, pretty single-minded when it comes to a news story and all that kind of stuff, but they lay it on a little bit thick in this film. And again, you know, the police corruption thing and all that kind of stuff, they push hard on that angle as well. So this was actually a fun film to watch. I was glued to it throughout. I was really interested to know how it was going to end. There is a reveal some part through the movie that is reasonably predictable, but it still enhances the film, even though you kind of do figure out who a certain person is, who is pushing all this forward. But yeah, I was actually really pleasantly surprised with this film. So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, mainly because I wasn't expecting it to be anything like as good as it was. I did watch it all the way through, thoroughly enjoyed it, it kept me interested, kept me hooked. And yeah, there are a couple of issues here and there, but it is a quite high quality piece. So yeah, it's worth a watch, guys, this one. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Screen Stars.